compound movement that is going to give us great strength, great size, and potentially some good endurance depending on how you want to use it. But it is none other than the bench press. I'm going to run you through the minor points of the bench press in order to engage the most amount of pectoral muscle and hopefully take out your shoulders and your triceps from the game. So let's set up. Right, we're in under the bench. Now the first point of call I want you to do is slide your way so the barbell is in line just where your pecs roughly insert into your ribs. From this position, I want you to grab a hold of the bar and put your thumb, a thumb width out from where the nail goes smooth, or from the rough stuff to the smooth part. From here, I want you to actually bend your knuckles and take it out even further. So we're going to go a thumb and a knuckle, one thumb, then a knuckle. Or you can take your pinky and run it along where the bench press marks are on most barbells. From here, we're actually going to plant our feet and plant our toes on the ground. These are not to move now. From here, we're going to hold ourselves up, suspend ourselves, and slide our way back and down. I am looking to achieve my shoulder blades pinned and pulling them down towards my back pockets, just like our supinated dumbbell presses. So I'm pulling my shoulder blades back and down and pushing my heels towards the ground. I actually want to try and engage a little bit of lats here in order to get my chest up even higher. And how I'm doing that is I'm using my pinkies and my hands to push down just like I would a dumbbell pullover and engage my lats. From here, I am going to pull my hands apart before I do this and press up. Now, the tension will be created through your pecs by pulling your hands apart. Most barbells have a line in the middle. I want you to think that this bar is two bars connected in the middle. And you're going to go thumb and hands width out, chest up nice and tall, up. And then when the bar's up, as you're coming down, I want you to think that you're pulling this bar apart as if you're going to separate the two bars and create the two bars independently from one another. So shoulder blades back and down, pulling the bar apart. This creates the tension through your chest. Then it's just a nice slow control and a fast press. One, nice slow control, and then a fast press two. When we control that descent, we are most strongest in our muscle on the eccentric portion. So this will give us a good gauge as to how we are traveling along in the press and if the weight is too much or too little, dependent upon the amount of weight we can lower. As we come up, we want a nice sharp fast press up, and that is exactly how I want you to stay. Now, there is an acronym that I want you to think about, which is incorporated in a saying, and it is step by step, rep by rep. The acronym, or you may or may not have heard, that you want your last rep to look exactly like your first rep. Now, when we do this, it's exactly what we're aiming to achieve, is that after, oh God, get all set up. After your 8th or 10th rep, what can happen is we can start to sink, we can start to breathe out. So you find a lot of people will come down here and go, right? And they lose all that, their chest. You can see when I breathe out, I concave, and then our shoulders and our triceps start to take over. So our first rep must look exactly like our last rep. We want to take a big deep breath in and keep that chest up nice and tall, press, hands pulling apart, press. And once we start to lose this, if we've lost our feet, if we've lost our chest, we rack it up and we put it down. So that is our rep by rep. Now our step by step is an acronym that I want you to start thinking about. Our acronym stands for stabilization, tension, execution, then we track performance. Without the first three, you can't track the last one. S is stabilization. We are trying to stabilize our shoulder blades by pulling them back and down. That keeps them nice and locked and secure. That way then it is only our pectoral muscles that are making the movement primarily, and then our shoulders and our triceps will come in as our secondary workers. T, tension. By pulling the bar apart, we create the tension exactly where we want it. Without mechanical tension, you cannot grow the muscle that you're targeting. So we must pull the bar apart to create the tension. E, execution. Again, rep by rep. We want that our same execution process for our last rep as we do our first rep. And then finally, we track our performance. How much weight you lifting, bruh? How many reps you doing, bruh? Okay? All right.